Hey, what's up? It's Mary Jane. So, can you guys please subscribe to my YouTube channel? Please like the video. It'll be greatly appreciated from the bottom of my heart, my peoples. And please share the video. It'll be greatly appreciated as well. Thank you. Today, we're going to be talking about Marriage Boot Camp Reality Stars Family Edition. Basically, Season 8, Episode 3. Okay. So basically, we start off with, Deborah. Deborah is Phaedra's mom, basically. And basically, her boyfriend that she's dating now, that he is a doctor. And basically, he wants her to come home for a day or two, basically. So, because Deborah believes that he's going to propose to her, basically. And he really wants her home, and basically. But Deborah also believes that she has been neglecting her boyfriend, basically. And she really needs to get home to him because she doesn't want to lose him basically at all. She don't want to lose her man. She don't want to lose that doctor because Farrah's not going to take care of her. I don't know if she's able to take care of herself. But basically, let's say this. Deborah is dressing like Farrah should dress, and Farrah is dressing like Deborah should dress. Deborah is basically dressing like a young thing that's looking for a man, somebody who can walk the corner. Basically, that's what Deborah looks like. And she's really conscious about her look. She is a good-looking woman for her age. I must say, Chad's mother is 65 years old, and she looks good for her age. So anyways, back to Deborah and Farrah and Michael. So anyways, so basically she doesn't want to tell Farrah, that she wants to bounce or whatever, blase and a third, because she doesn't know how she's going to take it. And what I don't understand, if your boyfriend loves you and he's possibly going to propose to you, why would he want to intervene in family therapy? Why can't he wait for your therapy to be over, basically? He knows you signed up to the show. The show's only for like a month, basically, or 3 weeks. So why can't he wait? Why is it desperately that you have to go? Is it because you cannot deal with Farrah? Because Farrah seems very verbally abusive to Deborah. Very. And also, Patti, which is Kendra's mom, she feels like Deborah is lying and she doesn't have a boyfriend that's out there waiting for her or wants to propose to her, basically. She feels like Deborah just wants to bounce because she can't deal with the heat, because basically Deborah's getting shitted on 24/7 by Farrah. I don't know if it's warranted, the shitting on, but basically if you really want to build a relationship, you got to have some compassion and understand where your mom's coming from, because as she was raising you, she was being cheated on at the same time. So maybe she suffered from some mental illness. She does look like she probably take mood stabilizers or something, because it just seems like she's off. I don't know if she's from California, if that's the accent, but she seems off. She seems like she's totally not there. And basically, it is what it is. And so basically, Deborah doesn't want to lose her man. He's very important to her. And I can understand that, because damn, the way that your daughter treats you, why would you want to leave your man and be by yourself, and then your daughter throwing shade at you, shitting on you, and don't want to be bothered with you, and don't want you to see your granddaughter, basically. And basically, Deborah thinks that, Farrah is making up all these things about her childhood. Basically, Farrah is saying that, she was abused, she was belted, her mother didn't have her back in school. Farrah had got into a fight in school, and Deborah punished her and not supported her. So Farrah feels like her mother never had her back, basically. But goddamn, the way you treat your mother, is really fucked up. It's like there's a fine line between, okay, I was abused, let's work on this abuse. But Farrah doesn't really act like a person that was abused, in my opinion, because the way that you come after your abuser is another thing. Like, if somebody abused you and you're afraid of them and they hurt you, the way that you come after her, you seem like you're the abuser and you seem like you haven't been abused. But it could be vice versa, where now you can confront your abuser and you're stronger than your abuser. So you challenge them in every single way, basically. And so anyways, from that, it's just like, okay, whoa, it's just too much. And so, and then Paula is at the table with everybody, basically, which is Chad Johnson's mom. And she's still drinking. She's talking to Patti. And she's still got a big glass of orange juice drinking. And basically, she's talking about, Dr. V. Dr. V keeps coming after her. Dr. V's always on her back. And she feels like Dr. V is coming for her basically, and she doesn't like that. She just wants Dr. V to back up basically. She just wants some time alone basically, or whatever. So basically, all the families called into the foyer, to the living room or whatever, and basically the doctor points out stuff. Basically, Dr. V, she says to Paula, you know, I understand that you spent your whole entire life by yourself, basically. But, you know, then Paula interrupts and was like, I didn't spend my whole entire life by myself. What the fuck are you talking about? I only spent 30 years by myself. Bitch, get it right. Get it tight. If you're going to talk about me, get it right, basically. And so Dr. V is like, you're very angry. I know you're angry, whatever. And so, you know, Paula's like, I'm not angry. What are you talking about? Okay, since you think that I'm angry and you know that I'm angry, so you tell me why I'm angry. I don't give a fuck. And so basically that's when Farrah jumps in and wants to intervene in that conversation. Farrah, you need to mind your fucking business and worry about your family, because you guys are totally fucking screwed. So anyways, so Paula was like, you tell me why I'm angry. I'll wait. You tell me why I'm angry, since you know all the answers. Because basically Paula's not really feeling Dr. V, basically, but Chad says the reason why his mom is acting out in the way that she's acting out is because Dr. V is challenging her feelings and making her confront her feelings. So right now, the only way that she knows how to communicate is to be combative and to be aggressive and try to make the situation go away. Usually it works with Chad, but it's not working with Dr. V, because Dr. V is getting paid and this is her show, and she's gonna make you get some goddamn help. Because I believe Dr. V knows that, you know, Patti's entertaining and she's good for TV, but I think she also realized that Paula can actually change her and Chad relationship can actually change and can be repaired, basically. Out of all relationships, theirs is like up there. And I think Kendra and Patti relationship can be repaired. I think the situation, his brother Maximo, aka Frank, and Mark, I believe their relationship can be repaired. But Farrah and her family, I have no idea if it's gonna work at all. So anyways, and so Dr. V is like, you know, you're lying, Patti, basically. And so, you know, I mean, Dr. V is saying you're lying basically to Paula because of her answers. And basically, you know, Paula was like, okay, then since I'm a lie, you know everything, then you tell me what's the deal. Witchy poo. I don't know what witchy poo is. She keeps calling Dr. V witchy poo. So then basically that was the most entertaining part of that session, basically. And the rest, I can't tell if Farrah and Deborah are really there for help. And the father, Michael, he's just there. He's just existing because he needs a paycheck. And he needs his daughter to take care of him, in my opinion. And basically he's been and he's probably been taken care of by women plenty of times. So anyways, we get to the family building exercise. Basically, all the families, is the house built up with bricks, basically has writing on it. Basically, you have to grab a brick that represents someone in your family, whether it's all negative, basically. And basically, the exercise is to show that if your house is not built on a solid foundation, any little brick that you pull from the stack of bricks is gonna ultimately make your house crumble, basically. Then at the end, we find out why the bricks are gonna be used, basically. So basically, it's for them to stop blaming each other. It's for them to stop, you know, carrying this burden, basically. Once you let it go, you can actually build a house on a strong foundation, basically. So let the baggage go. So basically, Maximo thinks that Deborah is very selfish, and he's glad that she's not his mother. I know you are. I am too. So anyways, Deborah bricks are, she's selfish, she's disrespectful, she's immature, and she has anger. And basically, Farrah is angry, narcissistic, and immature, and she has anger as well. And Michael, the father, his bricks are anger and disrespect and immature. So basically, Farrah and her father are basically the same when it comes down to it, and they side together more than they side with Deborah, basically, in my opinion. So Chad bricks are that he pulls from the house that he believes him and his mother problems are from immature and communication. And you know, his mom's been saying that he's immature because he's doting his sperm out everywhere. So basically, Paula is combative, and then Paula goes, I'm not combative. Everybody that's outside by the pool is laughing because they know that she's combative, basically. But then Paula owns up to being combative, basically. And then she also then throws out that, you know what, I think Sad is he's a case for suicide, or like he's the type of person that can commit suicide, basically. And so that's when Farrah jumps in like, oh, Chad, own up to it if you want to commit suicide. We all have them thoughts, bitch. Just because you have them thoughts doesn't mean Chad has them thoughts, basically. And that's communication. Suicide is something serious, and that's communication between Chad Johnson and Paula. Okay? Not you, Farrah. Worry about your fucking fucked up family, your narcissistic ass. So anyways, and who thinks that Farrah is a good mother? You let me know if you believe so. So anyways, so Paula is saying that she thinks Chad is a candidate for suicide, basically. Chad said he's never thought about suicide because that's weak, blah, and the third. So then Paula says, well, you don't know how it feels. You feel like suicide sometimes when you're all alone or whatever, or when you have all these problems. So basically, you know, Dr. V and Dr. Ish calls her up and said, oh, this is just an excuse. You're trying to throw up that suicide card so you can get out of you owning up to your feelings because you want to shut down. But we're not going to let you shut down. So basically, Paula realized that she can't use suicide as an opt-out to not participate in the activity or to face her problems. So basically, Paula gets her breaks, and it's communication and basically combative. And, you know, Chad breaks are immature and communication, because Paula shuts down and gets angry and gets combative. And Chad, his part with communication is he just doesn't say shit. He'll just stop, basically. So anyways, then we get to Kendra. Kendra breaks are, but basically Kendra feels that her mother abandoned her. Her mother doesn't love her, and her mother, any chance that she can get, her communication is to sell the family business to the tabloids, basically. And she doesn't trust her mom, and she doesn't feel like her mom ever loved her, even when she was a child. Then her mom goes, yes, I did love you. You don't remember me brushing your hair? And basically, you know, Kendra's like, no, I don't remember you doing that, basically. And Kendra feels like everything that happened in the house, she feels like it's her fault and her problem, and she caused everything. And the mom is basically, you know, Patty's basically saying that, you know, I was working 2 jobs. I was trying to feed you guys. I was trying to do everything that I could, basically, to make sure you guys had a good life. But basically, then Kendra, you know, she kind of breaks down. I believe that relationship can possibly work if the mom don't sell any more stories to the tabloids, and if Kendra doesn't sell any more stories to the tabloids, basically. So basically, Kendra is narcissistic. She has trust issues. She's disrespectful, and she's immature. Patti, she has trust issues, and she's narcissistic, basically. And so we get to the 3 brothers. Maximo, his bricks are, Maximo, aka Frank, is anger, narcissistic, immature, communication skills. He needs to man up and get tough, basically. And you know, his brother Mark added 2 bricks. Actually, he wrote on 2 bricks to bring it to Maximo to say, hey, you have all these problems. So it's like, damn, I really want to get down to what the fuck Maximo did to his brothers, because it's like they have no tolerance for him at all, or no empathy for him at all. And so basically, you know, Mike, the situation, his bricks are not narcissistic, immature, communication, and anger. And Mark is anger, narcissistic, and immature, basically. And so Mark throws his bricks, and then they say, see, that's immature, so he picks him up. And then after that, once Maximo gets the other 2 bricks that, you know, Mark added to his stack, Maximo throws them on the ground. The Dr. V says picked him up, and it shows that he's immature as well. So basically, they move on from this exercise, and it's just like, okay, there's really some problems going on in this motherfucker. So, you know, everyone's sitting around the table basically eating, you know, and Paula and Chad are talking. They're talking about, and Chad is telling his mom she has to stop being so combative and so disrespectful to the therapist, basically. And she got to stop, you know, communicating the way she's communicating to them, basically. And so Paula goes, you know what, it's not my fault she got her license from 7-Eleven. It's like, lady, you are too much. And so basically this is when Farrah jumps in and says, oh my God, why are you going to be here if you're going to be disrespectful? You're not going to get the help that you're supposed to be. That's so disrespectful. You're supposed, they're here to help you. Farrah, mind your business and get your own fucking help, because your mom's about to bounce on you. At least Miss Paula is not bouncing. Your mother's bouncing on your ass. And I wonder why. Because you're all in everybody else's business. Instead of finding out what's going on in your family and your business and focusing on that, you got to jump into everybody's business. And you've been doing that since the first time you got here. And this is the same behavior that you showed us on couples therapy. You was even so bold to be on the show by yourself and lie about your boyfriend not showing up, basically. So unless it's the boyfriend that got killed, I don't know, but because I can't remember that much. So anyways, mind your fucking business. So anyways, Deborah, she's talking to Maximo, basically, which is Farrah's mom, and Maximo is the situation's brother, basically. They're talking, basically, and she's telling Maximo that she wants to leave because her boyfriend wants to propose to her, basically, and she hasn't seen him in a couple of times. You know, that bullshit. She's telling him that, basically, and she's looking for Maximo advice. She trusts him, basically, and the doctors are like, look, she trusts this stranger more than she trusts her own family, basically. It is, I wouldn't trust my daughter. Not that bitch. So anyways, basically, you know, the Dr. V and Dr. Ish wants to get to the bottom line of this abuse allegation that keeps thrown around, and no one's talking about it today. So basically, they called the fucked up family, Farrah, her mother, Deborah, and her father, Michael, into the room to basically do a session, and they're loud, they're screaming. Everybody can hear everything that they're saying, basically. And so basically, Dr. V and Dr. Ish is trying to get down to the situation about, you know, the cops being called. So basically, Deborah says that, you know, there was a package that came into the mail, and I opened it. Farrah threatened to beat me up, break my fingers, choke me because I violated her privacy. And I can understand, like, someone getting upset because no one wants their mail to be open, you know, by anybody else. That's a federal offense, basically. So Michael says, the father, that I had just left, I wasn't there. He's always MIA. She needs to be worried about her father being MIA than focusing on everybody else's problems. Farrah. So basically and so the mom says, you know, Deborah says that Farrah attacked me, basically, and she threatened to break my fingers, and so the doctor said, who called the cops? She said Farrah called the cops. Basically, I can see Farrah beating her mom's ass and then calling the cops. I can also see her mom attacking Farrah, but why would she need to attack Farrah when she opened up the present? I only see her defending herself against Farrah. That makes sense logically, but who knows? These people are cuckoo crazy, cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs, and basically you don't know if they're acting or telling the motherfucking truth. So anyways, and Farrah doesn't mention the incident anymore about the abuse. She goes into her childhood abuse and say that she was mistreated, she was punished, she was belted. Basically, she didn't even give a real description. Okay, was you beat it? Was you belted until there was blood? Did the belt have thorns on them? Was you beat it over 1 minute? You know, she was like, I was forced to stand up and own up to my problems, basically. And it was like, own up to her behaviors that she was doing. Really does not sound like abuse. But Dr. V and Dr. Ish believes that Farrah has some validity to her abuse claims. So I'm going to say, okay, she was abused, because if the doctors believe it, I'll believe it, okay? So anyways, then Michael says, the father, Farrah's father, he goes, he was not allowed to discipline his daughter by Deborah and the grandmother, basically. And we see he should have been allowed, because look what happens now. He's total, like, he's Farrah's pet, basically. Whatever she says goes. So anyways, basically, you know, they're saying that, you know, Michael needs to defend himself more and stand up to both, basically, his wife and his daughter, and become more of a father, basically. So basically, you know, Farrah's crying. She called her mother an evil bitch, a low down dirty bitch, and she says her mother should never be around any children at all. So that means that your mom should not be around you because you're still a child. So you are children, you are a child, so she needs to stay away from you, because the way that you act, the way that you talk, the way that you carry yourself on the show, you act like a child. So she should not be around you. So that's why she's bouncing. deuces to go see her man. Maybe somebody that treats her with respect and likes her and actually cares for her, because god damn it, you don't. But we can say maybe you do care for your mother, because that's why you're on the show. But we know you're an attention seeking whore. So you're only on the show for attention, to keep your name out in the public, basically. And you called the cops yourself. So basically, so we get to that part. So now we get to the other exercise. The other exercise is basically the bricks. Basically, everybody has to get into the water, and they get a basket, and basically the bricks that they had pointed out about each other and early in the episode, them bricks are gonna go into a basket, and they got to get into the pool and hold that basket up with the bricks inside, and not let it sink, basically, and hold it up so the brim of the basket is up in the it's not in the water, basically. So anyways, everyone does the exercise, basically. Mike the Situation and his brother Maximo, aka Frank, and Mark, they have tons of bricks, because Mark added extra bricks. So basically they're doing their thing. They actually do a good job of holding on and working together. And basically Chad and his mother Paula does a good job with the bricks. Basically, Paula said that she didn't want to give up on her son. She didn't want to give up on an activity, and she also wanted to make Chad proud of her. So they're actually really making progress, and she actually is open up. But the problem is her communication skills when she's frustrated. The way that she communicates when she's frustrated is not cool at all, because she's disrespectful. So anyways, they give each other a pound, so you can see that their relationship could actually work, especially if the mom is not too fucking drunk. So then we get to Farrah and her family. Basically, the mother saying she's having a panic attack. But I got to say this, I am happy that Farrah and her mom, Deborah, said, oh, we can't swim. Thank God there's somebody else that's not black, that's afraid of water and can't swim, and they're Caucasian. Thank God. So anyways, Chad helps his mom basically a lot. And so, Dr. V says, you got to assist your mother more, and you got to help your mother more. Your relationship can be a lot better, and she can prove to you her side. Basically, that's what happened, because if you know from the other 2 episodes, Paula is saying that Chad is not there for her. He doesn't support her. He's distant because he has his own family. So now the doctors are giving validity to what she's been saying. So now we get to, Phaedra's mom is saying that she's having a panic attack. She can't do it, which is just, she don't fucking want to be bothered. Basically, she also said she didn't want the bleach to turn her hair green or whatever. And basically, she's kind of like checked out, and she don't really give a fuck at this point. I don't know if you can blame her. And so the father, he's not helping at all. He swims away, basically. Then he comes back and he helps. And it's too heavy for Farrah because of her boobs are too big. And so, and I believe her is a fake, mine's a real. So, so then that's a problem. Like, they totally do a shit-ass job, basically. And so basically the father finally, Mike, he finally comes in, he kinds of help. So, but the whole time Farrah's cussing out her mom, saying you have to do this, blah, 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 and all this other bullshit. And so then Kendra and her mom, they do a wonderful job because they end up cheating. And that's how they kind of like when they exercise, which is okay. You know what I mean? Because for them to cheat together, to come to a consensus, to cheat together, it's also showing that their relationship is getting close and they understand one another and they're working together. And they agree and they trust into each other to cheat, basically. So that was cool to see that. But basically they get caught. And Mark goes, I don't want to snitch. You don't have to snitch. The cameras are there, basically. So then they go do the evaluation. And basically the evaluation, everyone kind of like passed, but they point out the bad things I already pointed out. But basically, Kendra and her mother are called out. And so they spin the wheel, and it's the doctor's choice. And so Kendra so they both have to go back into the pool and get their bricks from the bottom of the pool. That's what the doctor-ish decided for them to do. And Patty's like, no, I'm not doing that bullshit. I don't give a fuck. I don't got no more clothes to wear. I don't got nothing to wear, and all this other stuff, basically. And so, Kendra does it alone, basically, which, Patty messes up because she should have helped her daughter, because that would build the trust issue that they have, that she's not abandoning Kendra again, basically. So she really dropped the bricks on that exercise, you know. But Kendra, she does it, but she's also doing it in a selfless way and not trying to be selfish. Or is it a part of her narcissistic behavior that she's going to throw back up in her mom's face? So anyways, then we get to Deborah finally tells Farrah that she's bouncing, but basically she says that she's leaving because her boyfriend wants her to go to a pool tournament, some type of tournament. Basically, she doesn't own up and tell her daughter the reason why, because she feels like it's going to hurt her daughter. So basically, early in the episode, when Deborah was saying that she doesn't lie at all, she doesn't do all that bullshit, it's a lie, because basically she's lying to us, she's lying to her daughter, and she bounces. So anyways, it is what it is. Peace. Please like, subscribe to my YouTube channel. It'll be greatly appreciated. Please share it. It'll be greatly appreciated as well. I am out. Deuces.